goodness. Thank you all for coming out today. Katie and the kids and I want to thank you for being here, and we have a little announcement we'd like to share with you. I want to talk with you today about the American dream, about the American dream we share, its powerful history, its current condition, and its urgent need of rebuilding. Our nation was founded on two self-evident truths: that all of us are created equal, and that we are endowed by our Creator with certain rights to life, to liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And with these words, the American dream began. No fine print, no expiration date. All of us are included, women and men, black people and white people, Native Americans, Irish Americans, Asian Americans, Latino Americans, Jewish, Christian, and Muslim Americans, young and old, rich and poor, workers and business owners, gay, lesbian, and transgender, and straight Americans. All of us are needed. For in our idea of country, there is no such thing as a spare American. There is, however, a growing gap of injustice in our country today. It is the gap between the strong, just nation our children need for us to be and the nation we are in danger of becoming. For today, in America, 70% of us are earning the same or less than we were 12 years ago. And this is the first time that that has happened this side of World War II. Today in America, family-owned businesses and farms are struggling to compete with ever larger concentrations of corporate power. 50 years ago, the nation's largest employer was GM, and the average GM employee could send his kid to college on 2 weeks' wages. Today in America, with dreams of college and a decent paying job and a secure retirement slipping beyond the reach of so very many, the American dream seems for so many of us to be hanging by a thread. And yet, for America, there is always a yet. And the final thread that holds us just might be the strongest. It is the thread of generosity, compassion, and love that brings us together as one American people. For over 200 years, we have been the architects of our own future, and now we must build anew. My father and mother, Tom and Barbara O'Malley, were born to the Great Depression, and they grew up to be part of that great generation of Americans that won the Second World War. My dad flew 33 missions over Japan in a B-24 Liberator and went on to college only because of the GI Bill. And my mom herself flew in the Civil Air Patrol at the age of 17. They raised their children, the 6 of us. They raised to a secure middle-class future because of the sacrifices and the better choices of their generation. But they would never accept the notion that somehow theirs was the greatest generation, for they believed and they taught us that every generation of Americans has the ability and the sacred responsibility to make themselves great for their country. And so we must, and so we will, no matter the odds, no matter how tough the fight, no matter how big the challenge. And that is the urgent calling for us today, to rebuild the American dream now in our time. Last month, television sets around the world were filled with the anger and the rage and the flames of some of the humblest and hardest hit neighborhoods in Baltimore. For all of us who have given so much of our energies to making our city a safer, fairer, and more prosperous place, that was a heartbreaking night for all of us. For us, Baltimore is our country, and our country is Baltimore. And there is something to be learned from that night. There is something to be offered to our country from those flames. For what took place here was not only about race, not only about policing in America, it was about everything it is supposed to mean to be an American. The scourge of hopelessness that happened to ignite here that evening transcends race. It transcends geography. Witness the record numbers of young white kids killing themselves on heroin in suburbs and small towns across our country. The hard truth of our shared reality is this: unemployment in many cities and many small towns across the United States of America is higher now than it was 8 years ago. Conditions of extreme poverty breed conditions of extreme violence. We have work to do. Our economic and political system is upside down and backwards, and it is time to turn it around. Understanding precedes action. And we must understand that what happened to our economy, the damage done to the American dream we share, did not happen by chance, nor was it merely the result of global forces somehow beyond our reach. Powerful, wealthy special interests here at home have used our government to create in our own country an economy that is leaving a majority of our people behind, an economy that has so concentrated wealth and power in the hands of the very few that it has taken opportunity out of the homes of the many. An economy where a majority of our people are unheard, unseen, unneeded, and left to conclude that their lives and their labors are worth less today than they were yesterday and will be worth less still in the future. We are allowing our land of opportunity to become a land of inequality. Main Street struggles while Wall Street soars. Tell me how it is. Tell me how it is that not a single Wall Street CEO was convicted of a crime related to the 2008 economic meltdown. Not a single one. Tell me how it is that you can get pulled over in this country for having a broken taillight, but if you wreck the nation's economy, you're absolutely untouchable. You know, and I know, this is not how our economy is supposed to work. This is not how our country is supposed to work. This is not the American dream. It does not have to be this way. This generation of Americans still has time to become great. We have saved our country before, and we must save our country now, and we will do that by rebuilding the dream. As I look out here today over this original land of the free and the home of the brave, I see the faces of so very many who have helped so many people in the life of our city and the life of our state. Together we made our city a safer, healthier, and better place for kids. Together we made our city believe again, and we invented a better and new way of governing called CityStat, and we got things done. Together, we made our state's public schools the best in the nation. We made college more affordable for more families. Let's hear it from the teachers back there. We led our people forward through a devastating recession, and we took greater care to protect the land, the air, and the waters of our Chesapeake Bay. And we passed the DREAM Act, and we passed marriage equality. Together, we raised the minimum wage, and we maintained the highest median income of any state in the nation. We achieved top rankings in innovation, entrepreneurship, and women and minority business ownership and participation. And yes, it took new leadership, it took new perspectives, and it took new approaches. But together, we believed in the American dream. We took action to make it real, and that is exactly what our nation needs to do today. You see, our economy isn't money. Our economy is people. All of our people. We measure success by the growing prosperity and security of our people, all of our people. A stronger middle class is not the consequence of economic growth. A stronger middle class is the cause of economic growth. And together as one people, we must build an American economy that works again for all of us. This means good jobs and wage policies that allow families to earn more as they work harder and harder. And that means a higher minimum wage. That means overtime pay for overtime work. And that means making it easier rather than harder for workers to organize and bargain collectively for better wages. And if together we take these actions, the American dream will live again. Climate change is real. And it also happens to be the greatest business opportunity to come to our country for 100 years. So we must create an American jobs agenda for America's renewable energy future. And we must also launch a new agenda to rebuild American cities as places of hope, opportunity, and justice for all. And if we take these actions, the dream will live again. For the sake of our country's security, our country's well-being, and our country's economic growth, we must also bring 11 million of our neighbors out of the shadows by passing comprehensive immigration reform. Because the enduring symbol of our nation is not the barbed wire fence, it is the Statue of Liberty. Yes, yes, yes. We are a nation of immigrants. We are a compassionate and generous people, and if we act according to our principles and the better angels of our nature, if we return, in other words, to our true selves, the dream will live again. Make no mistake about it. Our ability to lead the world, our ability to be safe in the world, depends on the strength of the American dream here at home. The challenges we face in this world today are not the challenges that we faced in the 1990s. So together, We must construct a new national security strategy and build new alliances that are forward-seeing and forward-acting. And the center of this new security strategy must be the reduction of threats, fast-evolving threats from violent extremism, pandemic, cyber attacks, nuclear proliferation, nation-state failures, to the drought, famine, and floods of climate change. We must also craft a new foreign policy of engagement and collaboration. We must join with like-minded people all around the world, and especially right here in our own hemisphere, for the cause we share of a rising global middle class. And we must put our national interests first. We must put America first. And we cannot and will not rebuild the American dream here at home, though, by catering to the voices of the privileged and the powerful. Let's be honest. They were the ones who turned our economy upside down in the first place. And they're the only ones who are benefiting from that. We need to prosecute cheats. We need to reinstate Glass-Steagall. And if a bank is too big to fail without wrecking our nation's economy, then we need to break it up before it breaks us again. True story. Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs is one of the biggest repeat investment banks in America. Recently, the CEO of Goldman Sachs let his employees know that he'd be just fine with either Bush or Clinton. I bet he would. Well, I've got news for the bullies of Wall Street. The presidency is not a crown to be passed back and forth by you between two royal families. It is a sacred trust to be earned from the American people and exercised on behalf of the people of these United States. The only way we are going to rebuild the American dream is if we retake control of our own American government. The poet laureate of the American dream, Bruce Springsteen, once asked, "Is a dream a lie if it don't come true? Or is it something worse?" Whether the American dream becomes a lie or becomes an ongoing truth that our children can enjoy, that our children can live, that our children can build upon, is really up to you and to me. It's up to all of us. It's not about Wall Street. It's not about the big banks. It's not even about big money trying to buy our elections. It's about us. It's about whether together we, the people, still have the will to become great Americans. I believe that we do, and my decision is made. Now you will all have a vital choice to make next year for the good of your families and for the good of the country that you love and the country that you carry in your hearts. And it is a choice that people will ask you about for years to come. And so, when a child with a world of learning ahead asks you who you voted for, I want you to be able to tell that child, I voted for you. When you see a dad sweating through another long shift in order to give his daughter a better future, I want you to be able to tell that dad, I voted for you. When you see a mom working long hours at 2 jobs for the dream of being able to send her only son to college, I want you to be able to tell her, I voted for you. And when you see a young father who hungers for a decent job to support his family, I want you to be able to tell him, I voted for you. For the story of our country's best days is not found in a history book, because this generation of Americans is about to write it. And that is why today, to you and to all who can hear my voice, I declare that I am a candidate for President of the United States, and I am running for you. May God bless you, and may God bless the United States of America. Thank you.